race neutral.
Right.
Where they got us was in the regulation.
Right. I
In
call it weaponized. They
in
weaponized the system against
in
us.
the compliance area where they recreated this status called minority.
Right.
And then they poured into the meaning of minority all the people groups that they wanted to benefit, and black people benefit the least.
And now I'm gonna jump right in here to let you know that's where the Republicans. So I'm gonna jump right in here to let you know the Republicans said, okay, we going with that because white female conservatives rose to the top. Yeah, come on now, just go straight there. They're like, well, okay, and so they just said, well, we just gonna go silent. We ain't go. Yeah, let's this thing go. I know what I'm talking about. Now, you sway me. You know what I know what I'm talking about. White females in the conservative party said, snaps, not not immediately liberal white women, but conservative Christian white Catholic women took advantage of that. Come on. I want to, you the only female. I want to see if you caught that. See, that's the reason why the white males in the Republican Party went dormant. Come on, dormant. They're like, oh, smack. They wasn't gonna hurt. They wasn't gonna hurt and come up against their what?
But white women are not a minority. We know
We know
that,
that.
right?
Well, we know that. We
Right.
know that. Right.
But our people didn't fight it
Right.
either.
We did not fight it. We didn't know because I'm gonna go back where I was saying we lacked the astuteness. Now I'm gonna go back, back to why I put the word why the
You
word.
know, I'm not going to agree with that because we had our own in the federal government that were not elected officials, and they were definitely fighting for us to get things for our community.
So when
So
I
the astuteness, I'm gonna say it was they that's when I believe these others decided to become the gatekeepers and acquiesce.
so I'm going to say that yes, where there's some that had the insight, but see, if we lack the power to push it across and make it happen, that means we didn't have enough people who was astute enough to get on board to fight that. And the only way you can fight it is through what? Mobilizing through your political and financial power.
But
And
check this
we,
out, me Sean. Check this out. Our black leaders in the North were progressives. They were Marxists. They
ah,
were Marxists. They were progressives. So when that term minority came in, they had a camaraderie with other people group.
ah,
Our
ah,
black people down south was conservative.
ah.
The black people up north was progressives.
Yeah, I can see that. I can
So,
see that.
so therefore, they were in hand with other people groups. So when they brought those terminologies forth, our people down south, we was fighting the clans and the Confederates down south, and so the northern blacks took over the legislation process and included other people.
You know what, Carl? You hit it right on the nail. We were divided about what was going on in the South, and culturally we were trying to fight what we were trying to fight up against. But the North had an inroad to that word minority, and they had other people to buy into that with them, and many of them got paid to carry that word across the. And let me say that they got paid to carry that word and sow that word over to us to get us to buy into it. That's where I believe that's what Swamy was saying. Yes, there was some of us that was astute, but they could not overcome the power of those who had sold that narrative that it was just overpowering. Okay, and
I mean,
and and it,
what was it like? Pretty much like, okay, we're gonna give y'all this minority word, but it's got to include some other people,
right, right.
and they sold out, and was like,
They
all right,
sold us out,
we'll
right.
take it. We'll
And,
take
and
it.
remember, it was initially written by someone that put us in a black male attorney, Abernathy, that put us in as black, right? Affirmative action was initially for Black Americans.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I always thought. And then we learned later that affirmative action, just like the civil rights, just like the term minority, is inclusive of everybody else. All
Right.
the ABC crew, along with, you know, anyone who could be considered a minority, not just a male. And it's only been within the last, what, I would say 10 years
It's
that
10
I've
years.
been
I was gonna say
hearing
10
more
years, yeah.
conversation about people understanding that, yo, we got bamboozled.
We got played.
We got
Yeah,
we
got
got
hustled.
we got hustle, we got bamboozled, we got run
The
amok.
rabbit hole. The rabbit hole. That's why I use the rabbit hole so much. We took the rabbit hole. You know, that's why I tell people, stop. You know, when you got a thought, this is something, you know, and something just hit me. The reason why I'm glad Swamy is here, Carl is here, and there, I don't worry about the numbers of people, because what I found out, there's people listening. We got a lot of people listening back in. But what I wanted to do is, I said it earlier, and Joe, you wasn't here when I said this. I don't know if you heard me. We have too many of these other spaces talking about what they're talking about. They don't want to hear what somebody trying to tell them solid, good information. They think they know. They already know. They already know. So you come in there trying to give them good information, and they all in their emotions.
They're all cliquish, and if you talking against the narrative of, you know, just black, and what I notice is all those that are in those type of spaces, all they do is continue to talk about the problem. They are not talking about solutions, and then they're not creating action. I don't see, none of them have put up, you know, even though, you know, I mean, I love what Swamy's doing with the petition, and hey, I'm with it on all fronts. If it works, great. You know what I mean? In addition to the freemannation.org,
right,
and what they're doing. Hey, let's try it on all fronts, and if it works, great. I'm sharing it, and I'm putting it on my Facebook and my other social media platforms, because if it works, great.
It's a good thing,
doing
right?
Something, and I don't see nobody in those other groups. Nobody stopped to say, "Hey, I got a petition." You know, nobody stopped to say, "Hey, so and so's got a petition."
Right.
In those other groups, they don't care. And they are the same people who diabolically, psychologically kill us every day.
And Swamy, and when I bring up the word Freeman, do you know I get shot down? I try to, I get shot down. We don't want to hear about all that. Well, wait a minute.
That's what I was going to say, Sean.
How many times you done heard me trying to bring it up?
Even the freemen start getting in on this, shooting each other down.
Yes.
You if you got your lane, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Don't talk about the other person because he's in a different lane.
Right. I mean, I was being attacked. I mean, I don't know if y'all remember. It was a space that Swamy, I don't know where you was, but I brought up Freeman, and I got roasted they clowned me. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. And then, you know what happened? Then Arthur, he must have been in there. He told me, Sean, I know what you're doing. You know, he told me. How did he tell me? Just be careful how you going about it. I said, no. I said, I know. I said, but brother, we gotta stop being secret squirrels, okay? I don't like that secret squirrels. I don't know you're the secret squirrels.
you got to be bold in order.
You got to be bold
to take on the masses who are coming at you, because you have something that's great and positive for your people.
There you go.
Let me say this, Sean. Let me say this. American communism is called progressivism. Let me say it again. American communism is called progressivism.
You
Communism.
say that, Carl, and you know that I'm sorry to interrupt, but you know who said that today
Who?
on air, interviewing Chicago Flips Red, the ladies of Chicago Flips Red, Tavis Smiley.
Okay.
Get out. Oh, I ain't heard
Oh,
Tavis Smiley. He done creep back up.
Been doing his thing in LA for a while.
but anyway, over in Europe, the communism was about class. It was about the workers and the owners.
Right.
Over in America, they couldn't sell that in America because in America you can rise from the bottom all the way up to the top.
That's right.
So they sold the race card in America,
The color
the
construct.
black and white. And
Right.
many of our people don't understand freedom is the status that's going to rise to the top. But because
Exactly.
everybody is so ingratiated with race, they want to defend that with their life, and then they want to attack everybody else who are not going along with that type of construct.
You are absolutely right. And I want to lead back to the what's and why inheritance is actually our terminology today. I got a couple new people that showed up. I want to make sure you understand because I want people to carry this. The term reparation for those people who supposed had gotten reparation, they didn't get it, but their descendants are still here. But we are in the 21st century. So the word inheritance is a business terminology. It's about saying that and this is where you got to get people to agree with this. Did anyone get paid anything that needed to repair? So you get people to say no. Okay, so we know for a fact that nobody who were descendants of slaves or anybody got paid out. So what happened to the money? See, I say follow the damn money. Okay, what happened to the money? This is where the investment. You got to think like an investor.
But they paid the slaveholders.
Oh yeah, no, that's what the inheritance and that's what the trust is going after now. See, that's why I like the trust conversation because we coming back to them. But I won't talk about them right yet. I don't want to talk about them yet. What happened to the money that the free labor and free all that wages and everything that they made off of our ancestors? What happened to it? They invested it into the infrastructure of the United States of America. Okay. And all those private companies and corporations and everything that made money off that who didn't have to pay, they had to pay our ancestors, nobody, but they had them insured. Okay. So when slavery came to an end, okay, everybody that had their although that's why I ask people, I make people tell what y'all do know what ledgers are, right? Anybody don't know what ledgers are? Anybody?
We got you.
Any,
Go ahead.
okay. Now I just make sure I know you know, and I know Swami know what ledgers are. But do anybody not know what ledgers are? Anybody on here don't know what ledgers are? Anybody? You need to know. I'm gonna tell you anyway. But forget it. I'm gonna tell you what ledgers are. All right. Ledgers are business keeping tabs. Okay. Keeping tabs. Okay. On all your property. Okay, what I bought it for, what I sold it for. You keep tabs so you want to know. Okay, I sold these many people and I got this much return. Ledger. There are professional business ledgers that plantations own. That what happened to those ledgers? Why do what happened? Why was the ledgers destroyed? Come on, people. Why was the ledgers destroyed? Because it's called an investment. Slaves were commerce. And if you can prove that slaves were commerce, that means commerce means that they had a value and they sold for a premium. If you can show that they sold for a premium, that makes them an investment. The reason why the reason why they destroyed the ledgers is it destroyed the evidence of slaves being commerce in an investment. That's why the ledgers are all. Did y'all hear about the woman? Was it in South Carolina? Did y'all hear about the woman? Her mother and father passed away and everything, and she went up to the attic and she saw all the ledgers. Y'all heard about that story? She found the ledgers of all the slaves that they owned and everything, and she started going back and finding them, and she started to help them. She did not know that her family owned slaves, and they kept their ledger books. Those are legal document forms to show that our people was commerce and sold for a premium, which makes them an investment, and any money made off an investment is invested into the United States of America, and that's why we are owed inheritance. The
So
word
check it
in
out, me showing what Swaby said a while ago. The owners got paid.
yes,
So why you gonna sit here and tell me that the slaves can't get paid?
thank you. That's right. But you got to talk. We got to get out of our emotions. I'm not having an emotional conversation here, all right? I'm having a astute, intelligent conversation about our ancestors. Okay, that's
And you got
very
to get out your feelings
got to
and
get out
talk
of your
the
feelings.
right type of lingo.
Lingo, right?
Because a lot of people that come in our spaces, they're in their feelings, and then they
Right.
leave and have spaces in their feelings.
Go ahead, sway me.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick to the term reparations because of how we have been utilizing it under the international law and the
Sure.
and the redress. But the reparations is a part of our inheritance, right?
Most
They do
definitely,
go hand in hand. And I do agree that the term has been sullied because you have now all of these state reparations task force,
right.
and states aren't capable of giving us the repair, and we're holding the federal government accountable because you just made the connection that we were on the ledger, we were property,
Yes.
That's a part of the harm.
Yeah,
right?
that's the harm, Dad.
Yeah.
But sway me, I hear what you're saying, but some states can repair their citizens in that area. I do know that the federal government is responsible for what they done also by not protecting the new formed citizens, slavery, segregation, and so forth and so on. That's a different fight. But some states, like Texas, they owe my ancestors a repair in the state of Texas.
Right. I like to say them as atonement packages, right? They have to atone because even in some of the states, like Michigan, we found out Michigan literally in their constitution has stated that they will not pay any reparations.
Yeah, that's real slick. But here's something. I mean, this is one thing that I have been able to use is have you ever looked up the original 15 slave states? The reason why that's very important. The original 15 slave states. Do y'all know who they are? Do you know the original 15 slave states?
I'm sure everybody here does, right?
Okay. Well, you can actually Google it, the original 15 slave states. Okay. The reason why you must focus on the original 15 slave states, like Kentucky is a slave state. When we marched on, when I went to the governor and told them, and you said Kentucky is one of the original slave states. Missouri is a slave state. Florida is a slave state. Georgia is a slave state. Here's the reason why that's so very important. See, the federal is held can be held accountable for the wrongs, okay, for allowing the states to do what they did. And the first states that you must attack is the original 15 slave states. Okay, that's the woohoo. I mean, that conversation is so very important. Okay, you first get the mayor, I mean the governors to acknowledge. That's what we did when we went to Governor Matt Blevins and asked him to allow us to speak on the state capitol in 2017 and everything. We spoke, we didn't talk about federal. We said, Governor, it is known fact that the state of Kentucky owned slaves. It's a known fact you had plantations all through the state of Kentucky. Okay. And we're here to hold you accountable. We're here to say that we like to strike down color. Because see, we wasn't going. We see when Yvette Cornell and all them came along, we were not talking about reparation. We see Dr. Norris Schultz and all us said, and it is we military guys. We were saying before we talk about the check, we gotta get our name right on the books. Okay. See, you gotta get our name right on the books, okay? Because if you don't get your name right on the books, you cloud the mud, you cloud the water, okay? So before we even knew anything about freedmen, that's the reason we were saying we was American descendants of slaves. Because Dr. Norris Schultz, that's what America's Little Black Book was such a powerful thing. We said, and Norris said, is that if before 1776, okay, if the slaves that fought in that war, and when Britain went to Britain, okay, and our slaves came to America, those slaves should have been identified as AS, American slaves. That Negro, that color, and all that stuff should have never been allowed to happen. But our ancestors didn't know. Okay, they should have. How I know that? Because Britain people, they are American. I mean, they're Britons, descendants of Britons. I mean, descendants of slaves. Did y'all know that? They Britain. They that's why they were able to go and do what because they're Britain. Okay, but there are descendants of slaves in Britain. Okay. We came over here. That's where North Sheldon was saying, America made us go down. That's why I used the rabbit hole. We got caught up in the rabbit hole because culturally, we wasn't that astute to the game. I'm not saying that to be ugly. I'm just saying that to be truthful. Okay, we wasn't astute to the game. So we didn't know how to fight up. We could not fight against something. And then Abraham Lincoln actually had, even out of all that stuff, we the 3/5 of human and everything, Abraham Lincoln actually brought it all the way around with the word freeman, the Freeman Bureau. We was, this is why I say, if Abraham Lincoln would not have been assassinated, okay, and he was able to fulfill his full term, Freeman would have been our term. But what happened? I didn't even know at the time. I was a little bit. He had a Democrat vice president. Right? Carl, am I right? He had a Democrat vice president.
Yes, Andrew Johnson.
And what did Andrew Johnson do?
Rescinded everything that Abraham Lincoln did.
This struck it all down. Yeah, they struck it all down. And I say they put it on mothballs. Okay, they put it on ice. Put it on. It just stuck. And
after he had the man assassinated, that's messed up.
Yeah, hey, well, y'all, it's all right. Yeah, yeah. After he had him assassinated. Okay, right, exactly. Because you do know they were mad. They're mad at Abraham trying to, listen to Abraham in his own speech. I really do not want to come in between another man rights to have slaves. I mean, damn, he was even said, but for the collective of, and what he was talking about, there are other countries that was trying to come and fight. Y'all got it's military. There are other countries that was trying to come across the attack. He needed He needed a United States of America, okay? Not a North and South, but a united. So when he said, I really do not want to come in between another man rights to have slaves. So what was he saying? Yeah, I'm okay with y'all having slaves, but for the sake of us becoming united, we got to fight this war in house. Get us under one heading, get us under one understanding, because there's people trying to come up against us, and the North wasn't having it. The South wasn't having it, and so yes, nobody want to talk about it, but
it's called manifest destiny.
Yes, yeah. So nobody want to talk about it, but yeah, Abraham was assassinated by his own people. Shoot, anybody know? He was assassinated. They set that nonsense up. Democrats assassinated him. Okay, just go ahead and say it. I say it. They did. They assassinated him, and as soon as they assassinated him, he put Freeman status and anything about Freeman. He put it what? And this is why I say when Noah Shelton said the word astute, he said, the reason why we are in this condition as a demographic of people is because we lack the astuteness. Now, but the thing that he helped me to understand, but it's two parts of astuteness. All of us are aware that we got screwed. We all know that we got screwed. But here, what he said, he said, it's the second part that we've been failing at. And I give Noah Shelton the knowledge of that. He said the second part of astuteness, anybody want to look it up? I don't want to be anybody. Look up the word astuteness, okay? Anybody, look up the word astute. Look it up. Somebody, look up the word astute. I don't want to say it. Look it up. Anybody.
I was actually looking it up a second ago, but having or showing an ability to accurately assess situations or people and turn this into one's advantage.
There you go.
That's the second part.
That's the second part. That's the second part. Everybody is aware we've been screwed. Yeah, America been screwed.
But how do we turn it into our advantage? And that's where the Jews and others were way more
send us down the rabbit holes
at that time.
Yes.
Because we were too immature. Let's just be honest. Yeah, we have made some amazing strides.
Yes.
Over the last 400 plus years.
Oh yeah.
But again, a lot of the strides that we've made have all been under this hegemony.
Hegemony,
that
right?
Was purported against us,
right?
Like from the time that we were freed.
Hegemony was kicking our ass. Okay,
it was already in play, kicking our ass, and we built, and they built.
For those people, Joe, for those people who don't know what hegemony, read hegemony for people. So it's this is sway me. This is why I get angry about all that nonsense, because you got people talking about crap. You got people rallying and commenting, but they're not slow rolling where it's coming from. They just want to jump from A all the way to Z.
Well, it's part of it too is just when you say anything that makes it seem like, and that's where understanding the specifics of a definition of a word comes into play. But when you say something like we lack astuteness at that time, then right then and there it hits people emotionally.
Yeah,
and right then and there, they're like, "Oh no, you down in black people,
Yeah, no. And then when I say the hegemony was kicking our ass, you gotta know.
But the facts is that it was.
Yeah, it really was factual that it was. Okay,
because this wasn't our monopoly board. We didn't make this game up.
But check this out, Sean. Along with your story, Andrew Jackson took over being president, and the Confederates rose back into power in the South.
Right. Exactly. The color construct, the hegemony. Read hegemony. This is the reason reason I'm doing this
because
yeah, Joe. The reason why I'm glad we're doing these spaces because I want us to send these spaces out. We need people to listen to this. You ain't gonna listen to if I can't come into the spaces and tell you about it. Damn, listen to what I'm trying to tell you, okay? So read hegemony. Read what it says. Go ahead, Joe. You there, Joe?
Okay, we got Mr. Miles with his hands up after Joe read what hegemony
Okay.
is.
I got the
Read
hegemony.
hegemony. Yeah.
All right. So leadership or dominance, especially by one country or social group over others.
Boom. 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 Let that marinate. Boom. So it's two things we had going against us. We lacked the astuteness to know exactly the game we was in, okay? And then the hegemony was kicking our ass, okay? We're like, damn. And I'm talking about the system was kicking our ass. Now, we did some good stuff now. I ain't mad. But the system was kicking our ass, okay?
And let me just say this real quick. I think I'm gonna institute if you have not shared the space at least one time, then you cannot speak. But go ahead, go ahead. Nah, I mean that's real talk.
I love what you said. I love what
I'm
you
checking.
said.
I'm going and looking and I'm checking.
Let Mr. Miles speak, Mishorn.
Go ahead, Mr. Miles. Go say what you want to say.
And then make sure you share the space.
Share the space, Mr. Miles.
Mr. Miles, you there?
You want to speak, bro? Go ahead. Go ahead, speak, bro. He may not. He may have stepped away.
Okay. Go ahead, Mishorn.
So the reason why I'm glad that we have this space, this is for us to drop this information and then you replay it to other people. I'm saying what I'm saying because anytime I bring up hegemony, everybody shut me down. Anytime I say we got to improve our astuteness, everybody wants to shut me down. You cannot fight up. It's like the game of chess. I use this as a good example. If you played the game of chess and the person been whipping your butt, they only whipping your butt until you what? Become astute to the game of how they've been whipping your butt. The astuteness is this here. All right, they don't whip my butt 50 times now, okay? But in those 50 times, have you been watching what's going on? You become what? Aware of what's going on. And then the second part of astuteness says, you turn what you have learned to what? Your benefit. That's how you win the damn game.
Check this out. Check this out, Mishorn. Some of our people cannot even assess the situation because they still point their fingers at the white man.
Color, right?
They point their fingers at the color instead of realizing
instead of looking at the damn game. Right.
The system.
The system, right?
It's the system.
So I like you just said it. So here you go. You got a white man on the other side playing you. He's making moves, but you ain't paying attention to his moves or the system. You just see that white man. You just see the white man. I'm using this as an analogy. Thank you, Carl. I'm using this as an analogy. If you're more focused on him, the white man, and you ain't paying attention to the game being played, what's the likelihood you're going to assess what's going on? Nah, the white man, he kicking my ass. So all you seeing, and so you looking at the white man, you look back down, you ain't even been paying attention to what he been doing, and then you make a move. Well, you made a move, not even understanding the moves he done made on you, okay? This is the problem, and I know what I'm talking about because I know what I'm talking about. We spend more time focused on the white man and not paying attention to the damn moves. The moves. How do you beat someone? You beat them when you what? Become aware of the moves. And then the second part of astute is when you become aware of the moves of someone playing on you, you do what? Joe, what it says, the second part of it, you turn it to your benefit. But damn, if you haven't been paying attention to the damn rules, you haven't been paying attention to the moves that's being played. You're the white man. All you do, the white man. All you doing is crying about the white man. Oh, the white man, he whooping my ass. But you ain't been paying attention to the moves. And that's what makes me frustrated with us. This is when I'm in these spaces, you constantly bringing up the white man. Have you paid any attention to the goddamn moves? Excuse me for cursing, but I
Mr.
get
Miles,
passionate about it.
Mr. Miles, are you there?
You there now, Mr. Miles?
Hey, what's going on, Uncle Meshawn?
All right, man. I'm
Brother
kind of fired
Carl
up today.
and Brother
You know,
Joe.
as a I'm kind of, it's just so you know, I'm kind of fired up because my second book dropped today. Dropped yesterday and everything.
Yeah, that's why I was coming up and tell you. Congratulations on your second book.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your second book.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but I want to add something to what you were saying.
Go ahead.
Barry White, he wrote a song back in 1977 talking about what you talking about. What was the name of that song?
You tell me. I don't know where you're going.
Playing Your Game, baby.
Oh,
That was 1977. See, I had to throw that in there.
Oh, we're gonna have to find that. It just say, Joe, find that. I ain't heard that song in a long time. Yeah.
Okay, Sway Me has a hand up.
You done, Mr. Miles? You done?
Yeah, I was just trying to add that in there. That's what you was talking about.
Playing the game.
Playing that game, baby.
Playing that game, baby.
What he saying? What he said is, I'm playing your game, baby.
I'm playing your game. That's
you
what I'm saying. I'm
about.
playing your game, baby. Yeah.
Yep.
That's exactly what I'm talking. Oh, fine. Oh, we gonna have to.
I'm tracking with you.
Oh, you are tracking. We want to find that song, but playing your game, baby. Oh yeah. Oh my God. I'm old. I know that song. Playing your game, baby. I'm playing your game. That's what I'm talking about. I'm playing your game, America. All right. And I'm playing your game, America. And eventually I'm gonna whip your ass. Okay. I'm playing your game, America. But I'm gonna whip. Eventually I'm gonna beat you. Go ahead, Sway Me.
Yeah. Okay. So I get the hegemony, I get the astuteness. Hegemony, of course, we were enslaved and then Jim Crow and all that other stuff. But I think we tend to miss that we could not see certain things because we also went trauma.
Yes.
We've been through so many things and
Yes.
we still go through things back to back. And I went back and looked at even in between the 60s and the 70s, how much trauma
Yes.
people experienced in America
Yes.
just within those 10 or 15 years.
You are absolutely right. That's now what I'm going to tell you.
Systemic oppression.
But I'm going to give you a name. That's the rabbit holes. Okay. See, our trauma, and I please hear what I'm going to say. Our trauma is the rabbit holes that distract us from seeing the game. We are so traumatized, okay, that our own traumatization of what we're going through, and I can speak on this because you read my book, I come from trauma. Thank you for bringing that up, Sway Me. If any of y'all read my book, you heard anything that I've talked about, I come from trauma. I was abused as a little baby in the cradle, still in diapers. I was abused by my parents. If I spent time focusing on my trauma, the rabbit holes of my trauma, you wouldn't know me today. There would be no two books. There would be no me married to my wife for 29 years. There would be the two children that I adopted and everything, and they one with the Duke and one went to Western Kentucky. There would be none of that if I allowed the traumas of the rabbit holes of my trauma to distract me from what God had for me. Please, I hope y'all catch that. Sway Me, thank you for bringing that out. The traumas are the rabbit holes. And who put those rabbit holes there? Many of us want to say the white man. I'm going to tell you, You put the rabbit holes there. Okay. You are in control of your own rabbit holes. Okay. Please hear me. Each and every one of you are in control of your rabbit holes. Okay. Whatever I call it in my book, skeletons. Each and every one is a chapter in my book, skeletons. Okay. Those skeletons in your lives are the rabbit holes. If you allow those rabbit holes to distract you, guess what? If y'all go back, if anybody didn't listen to my book, I say I'm calling it rabbit holes, but in my book I said those skeletons want to be heard. Okay, they ain't going nowhere.
And for us, you'll hear many of us call them generational curses.
Yes.
Right? And I call them patterns, maladaptive patterns of behaviors.
Yes.
And when you research and understand that a lot of times our ancestors and elders utilize these maladaptive behaviors because of the environment they were in.
Right.
They couldn't speak on certain things, right, that was happening to them.
Right.
Because then there was the threat of loss of life.
Right.
And loss of loved ones
Right.
and things of that nature. So, and they carried that with them.
Yes.
They have carried a lot of that.
Multitude. Yes.
Yes. And a great deal of anxiety is now being linked genetically. So when we talk about what our ancestors went through and how now even our elders won't even speak on certain
Yes.
things. Even my mother and my grandmother still wouldn't
Yes.
speak on
Yes.
certain things,
Yes.
right?
Right.
So and some of it was for survival.
Right.
So now we're in a space where yes, we should be able to be free
Right.
to speak on it so that we can heal ourselves.
Yes.
But then we got the others in the clergy.
Yes.
You know where I'm going in the
no.
clergy that is stifling and the healing.
Yes.
So I'm gonna land it right there.
Oh boy.
And that's my biggest thing is that I don't ever want to get stuck. Like we all know the problem. We all know how we got here. And to you know what you're saying, just the same, is, I mean, regardless of whatever, there's still hours, minutes, days, months. We got to keep going. And so, as we are here now in this day and age, like, we know what happened, we know how we got here, but hey, we have the mental clarity, or at least a grave percentage, a strong percentage of us have the mental clarity to move forward, right? And so my problem with some of these spaces is that we get stuck on the how and the why.
The why.
And it's like we already know that.
Yeah. I do not. I get tired. That's why I get tired of going to these places where all they do is cry. I'm hoping, it is my intent, and anyone who ever know me, Joe been around me, Carl been, a lot of people been around. I don't spend no time talking about none of that crap. I'm talking about moving forward. The last chapter in my book, moving forward. It's the last chapter in my book, moving forward. Moving forward. I don't want to spend no time. And you know, Joe, we said it going off the air. Did you hear what did you say, Carl? Stop talking about the white man. I don't give a damn. Did you say that, Carl? Can we get through a space?
1 year moratorium, not talking about white people. Let's address our issues and our answers for our community without even referencing white people.
Yes.
And the biggest point behind
we should start a challenge, a goddamn game for
the finger pointing.
That's right,
that's the main thing. The finger pointing. The main, because when we talk about it, like I went in Tuesday, right? Yeah. And we're going back and forth with Pretty, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is, every time we say something about focusing on us, her response was, well, you didn't say that to the white people to stop saying white. You didn't. I'm like, sis, you are missing this so much, because it is not them that I care to fix.
Right.
It is
Right.
us that I care to
To
fix.
fix. Right.
It is us that I care to move
Forward.
forward.
Right.
So why do I need to even mention? Why do you keep pointing the finger? Why? Because she's programmed to. Because
Right.
that's what we've been doing, and that's the reason why we have not moved forward as far as we should have with the level of intelligence that we have in this day and age.
Say that. Say that.
Okay, Big Hawk have his hand up.
Go ahead, Big Hawk.
Okay, I just retweeted, right? So I understand and everything that y'all saying, and I think that that's real. I think that we need more of that. Cause I was, I'm guilty of it too. Be complaining and
Right.
talking about the white man and shit like
Mhm.
that, but it don't get us no
Don't
goddamn
get
where.
where it
God
gets you.
damn it. They laughing at your ass, pointing, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at this motherfucking weak son of a bitch.
Right.
You know,
Exactly. Right.
so and we deserve, if anything, not for the government to pick us up by our own bootstraps, but we deserve to
Yes.
pick ourselves up by our own
Yes.
bootstraps and move forward.
That's right.
And hit the punch back. God damn it, fight back.
Goddamn, punch
You know
back.
what I'm saying?
Show them. And
Yeah.
you know the best way I like doing it is like playing a game of chess. The best thing I loved about it when the guy recognized, whipped my butt 50 times, but I was there in that 51 time and I did something different. And he looked up. He literally looked up and said, "Oh, you making some different moves. You goddamn right. I'm going I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you."
But you know what? I want to say this though at the very same time though, because it's not so much that they had how do I use this word? They kind of trained our brains
It's
to
called
you-
right. Indoctrination.
they indoctrinated us to do that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? All this complaining that we did to get to a level, and they were giving it all to the illegal immigrants. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and then not to mention
Winning this letter is real.
the feminization of men. When you
Yes.
see, if you put two babies in front of an obstacle, the male baby gets curious and want to go around,
Right.
but the female baby will sit there and cry and want somebody to move it for her.
Right.
But that's just her nature. She's a woman and she needs help doing certain things. She needs male help. But so we are not. We cannot, as men, sit there and whine with the woman,
No.
and they are programming us and indoctrinating us into a feminized version.
What you said.
So that's pretty
And
much
you can
it.
see that with all these men saying that they're women and want to make you believe that they are a woman when they're a man, biologically a man. And look at all these. Anyway, Lord, let me stop.
Let's get to the. Hey, you good, Big Hawk? Did you
Big
land?
Hawk, you landed?
You land, Big Hawk?
I'm sorry, Big
Yeah,
Hawk.
yep. No, y'all good.
It's
I landed.
JV
That was right on time.
JV, go and get in there, bro.
Yeah, I just came at the tail end of this. I don't know the whole conversation, so I'm gonna push back. I'm not pushing back because I disagree, but I don't like this whole idea of people were saying the white man. I never heard anybody in my life say the white man. Never. I don't know anybody else's experience, but what I heard is people said I didn't get that loan. I was treated unfairly by police or by systems or by hospitals or by these systems. Those are things that disenfranchise us. So I don't know what environments other people are in, but it's no white man that hurts us. These are systems and integrated processes that derail us from having access. We look at maternity, what is it? Maternal mortality. We look at economic inequality. Look at these things that stop us from having forward progress. Look at these impediments. Those things are real. And I think we all recognize that a lot of people, at least on this app, we forward progress. We don't look back. We look forward. I think we recognize one another. We not we don't stop because of these impediments. But the reality is a lot of our people are being stopped. They're being met with impediment. And it looks that way when you look at these metrics. It's not good. It looks horrible. So are we lambasting these people and finger wagging at these people and saying, hey, you couldn't do what I did, and you're blaming a white man? When in fact, did anybody even hear somebody ever say a white man? I've never heard that ever in my life, except when I came on the app. I heard people say, yo, the police jammed me up. Yo, my sister went to the hospital. She ain't come out alive. Yo, these things are real. So I'm curious to know, what are we talking about? Who is this imperious white man that people are talking about? Do you guys experience that? Because I don't.
Who is that
Uh,
speaking?
That's
huh?
JV. That's JV. So I don't know how long you've been
Is
on these. How long you've been on these apps? I just been here going on 6 months, and
is he talking about the white boogeyman that people keep acting
yeah,
like is
yeah.
sitting in their closet?
He says that he's never heard people talk about the white boogeyman, and I'm like, brother, I've been on these apps, and you cannot have a conversation.
No, before the app. Before the app. You
Trump
remember?
is the white boogeyman now. Y'all don't hear that all the time?
Yeah, right now Trump is the white boogeyman right now. He got
No,
he
what I'm saying, you ever heard somebody in your personal life say, yo, that white man got me? You
yeah,
ever
oh
heard
yeah,
that?
yeah, bro. I don't know what spaces you been, but yeah.
Oh,
You
no, your person. No,
This
no.
guy live in the
No, hear
suburb,
what I'm saying. Hear
probably.
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
I don't
No,
know.
hear what
I
I'm
don't know
saying.
where
Hear
you
what I'm
I
saying.
don't know
No, he's
where
from the
Hear,
northeast.
hold on,
He's
hear
from
me
the
out. Hear
northeast.
me out.
no,
Hear me
let
out.
me. But I
Hear
want
me out.
before hold up before you, because you said a lot, so I do want to answer this one part what you said. Something that you said that I'm actually in agreement with you on. Okay, see, the fact of the matter is that you said that you did not hear it and you associated to the system. That is the chess game that I'm talking about. Okay, so to hear you say that, that's actually good that you said that, because see, you're playing. I look at the game. I look at our navigation and moving forward is like playing a chess game. So the fact that you said you did not, you don't care, you don't hear that, that means you in the chess game, you in the game, okay? And so so the key is how you navigating, how you are you paying attention to, this is the key that I want you to think about. Are you paying attention to the person who's doing the moves to you? Are you paying attention to the moves? I've learned and listening to a lot of people, everybody paying attention to the person like who's 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 doing the moving, but they're not paying attention to their moves. Okay, so by the time you look down and you didn't pay attention what got them there, you moving because you don't know how that move got there. We got to spend more time. That's where the astute come in at. You can only develop astuteness when you are paying attention to the moves. Okay, the moves. Okay,
Right. So let me respond to that. Right.
go ahead.
So I think it's unrealistic, right? Because everybody have different cognitive levels. Everybody is not movers and shakers. Everybody's not chess players, right? So there are going to be people like you who understand the moves that come before them. They're proactive. That is a fact, right? But you still want to have people that's going to be met with these impediments or met with some type of volatility. So are we going to say to them, stop blaming the white man? I don't think that's a way forward. I think that's very dismissive. I think it's kind of creating this kind of like condescension, because everybody,
No, okay, then let me answer.
you
Let
don't
me.
believe that.
No. Then here's what I'm going to say. That's a good question that you asked, and this is where I'm a person that have I'm a person that have multiple people in my leadership. Okay, and I'm gonna go. So you're right. Not everybody knows how to play the game of chess, or don't even know how to play the game. So what happened when you sit back and you hear people saying and complaining about why something happened? I'm gonna answer your question like this: when I hear someone talking to me and they saying, "Man, I don't see that. Here's what I'm going through," but they constantly experience the same thing. This is what I say to them. I say, "So, what are you doing I pause for a reason. What are you doing to pay attention to what's being done to you? How are you moving? Are you paying attention to what's being played at you? Are you constantly, because see, no matter what the system does, it's how you respond to it that's the game changer. If you're constantly allowing something to be coming in, it's doing the same thing you doing, and you're not doing anything different, okay, then you still the problem, okay? You got to make different moves. You
So
cannot.
you think, let me ask you this. You think with that edification, they're gonna figure it out? If that person is coming to you with lack of knowledge or lack of understanding, or it's not equipped to deal with it, you think you giving that edification will allow them to scale, allow them to build up?
Hey,
I don't see that.
I've
I feel
actually.
like hold on, let me just get it off. Let me get it off.
Go ahead.
I feel like I feel like you're talking low hanging fruit and you're using them as leverage to make yourself relevant. When in
Mm.
fact, you're already relevant, brother. Why are you punching down? That doesn't make sense. Some people just can't get right. That is a thing. And how much of us can't get right? What's the numbers? What's the metrics? What's the percentage? Are you talking about the majority of us? A small number of us? Most of us on the app? Like who are you targeting right now?
So,
And the
so
question is this: the bigger question is, why are you doing it? That's the bigger.
now
I mean,
you make me. I mean,
isn't it for the growth of our people
yeah,
for
no, that's
forward
what
movement?
that's you make me see the way that I don't want to say this in the wrong way, but you sound like you chastising me for asking for someone to level up their game to pay attention to what's going on. It sounds like
Which
you.
is accountability 101, right?
Yeah, it's what it.
Oh,
I think it's my
I'm absolutely,
responsibility.
I'm absolutely chastising you, good brother.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like you're
I
picking
peep
on
that.
people.
I peep that.
I feel like you're picking on people. Some people can't get right. Some people just they don't know how to paint. They know how to take out the garbage. That's all they know how to do.
Okay,
That's okay.
what?
Mhm.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Because I felt that you're so when someone is in my space, and someone find their way in my space, and I'm hearing them, you know, and navigate or complaining about what's going on with them. Okay, so I'm playing devil advocate with you to see, is this what you're saying? So if I hear what they're going through and everything, this and that, are you telling me I'm supposed to be silent and just
No,
don't?
not at all. And your opinion is valuable, right? But I'm saying, like, it's a course of events. You have to watch that person over the course of different spaces, right? If that person repeatedly doesn't get it, maybe that person can't get it, right? And what's the importance of telling them they can't get it? They already described to you that they can't get it. So why are
But what
we
if one day
Ooh,
they do get it though, right? But what
oof.
if one day they do? I mean, isn't it a 50-50
God,
chance every single
God,
time?
pray to God, maybe it would happen. But if they show themselves in this way and they can't catch up, what's the point of lambasting them? Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't
What
see no
what what is
strategy.
what is what does lambasting mean? What are you saying?
Beating them up, like derailing them, making them feel small. Maybe they can't catch up. Maybe you too fat.
Hey, you
You know,
know what? I mean, okay,
But
so
who's
we
done that
talk.
though?
We no. We talk about generations. Okay, so I'm born in
Gotcha.
1961, and I'm about I want someone to tell me if I'm not doing well. Okay, matter of fact, that's why I am where I'm at, because I've had good people when I was not doing good or repeating the same thing. They got in my ass.
so
Okay,
that makes that's good, brother. How many people around you didn't get that message?
okay, and
Were you
so
all your people around you caught that message, or did people fall from the wayside? How did that work?
yeah. So now this might sound pretty harsh what I'm about to say, okay, but I gotta say it because I'm a military guy, okay. Uh,
Know where you going?
you already know you've been around me enough, Joe. You know where I'm going. So I'm gonna say it because it's gonna hit you square in the face. Might sound like a little hard, okay, but I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Uh, I'm taking those who can get it, okay, and those who can get it. That's who I'm rolling with. Those who can't get it, if I'm giving you sound good information, okay, Joe, have you been around me like that? If I'm giving you sound good information and you keep coming back, I had some people just like that. It kept coming back. They ain't getting it. Okay. You know what I
That's,
do? You,
that's not true. You're
it,
focusing on the people that don't get it.
no, 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 no,
You
no. I'm no, no,
No,
no.
I
I'm
mean, but
that's
I wouldn't
contradiction.
wouldn't just
Contradiction, though,
speaking
brother.
aloud is just focusing on your points, right? And then whoever gets it. Whoever doesn't get it doesn't get it.
That's right.
But I don't
But
think I've
that's
ever
the
seen
argument.
you go and beat
But
up on
No,
anybody
I
for
never
not
beat up
getting it.
on it. They don't get it. I move on. But what I don't do,
oh, but in fact, you didn't move on. You was lambasting the
no,
people
no,
that
no, no.
don't.
You see,
You literally did that.
no,
We
no, no.
heard you.
Is there hold on? Is there a
People that don't get it.
specific hold on? Is there a
No, take
specific
accountability. As a man,
situation that
take
he's talking about?
responsibility.
I don't know. Have you
You
seen
literally
Have
did
you
that.
seen me do that or what? I mean, you act like
You just did that. You berated people that don't get it. You just did that.
no.
That's why I keep
Okay,
Mike,
so
bro.
berated giving. Oh my lord! So giving
Come on, take
sounds.
responsibility.
Now what we're
Take
talking about
Who
responsibility,
is
are
brother.
these
So
people
fictitious
giving
people?
stuck in their
sounds
emotions.
solid
That's what's happening
information
right
to
now.
someone.
These fictitious
I get it.
people.
Yeah,
Who are these fictitious
I don't know
people?
what these people he's talking about.
Again, we must separate personal from
It's not
community.
fictitious.
We
He just
must
said,
separate. Wait a minute, sir. We must separate personal from community. We're talking about community needs to do better, and we're bringing answers and bringing solutions how the community should be doing better. You're focusing on personal. That's a personal
no,
conversation, not a
nothing is.
community conversation.
I got you. Nothing in this conversation said we should do better.
It's a,
This conversation,
But
sir,
you did say you missed part of the conversation, right? Because you came in
okay.
late, right? You did say that, right?
Maybe that's true, right?
Yeah.
Well, in this conversation, it was about who can't get right, and that's not interrogating people that could get right. It's not leveraging people that could sponsor or perform or add a coalesce with you. It was who can't get right. That literally was part of the conversation, a large part of the conversation. So you can't be remiss by that. No, that's what happened. I heard it. I don't
Oh,
think there's no
so
value to that.
basically, if I'm
Let's
hearing you,
let's do a round of hands of anybody who felt like they were getting beat up in the conversation tonight. Go ahead, everybody, raise your hand.
anybody
Come
raise
on,
their hand if you feel like
don't be afraid. Just raise your
yeah.
hand.
If this
Okay.
whole
So
conversation
because the whole conversation was about community and about where we're moving, and what I don't want to do is what tends to happen a lot when emotions get into play. And typically, again, things have changed. We got men acting like women and women acting like men in this day and age. So typically that is a effeminate move to come in, change the course of a conversation like that. But just the same, right here, right now, I don't want to derail from what we were actually talking about, which is a forward moving progression of the community, just to talk about some personal, Band-Aid, oops, I got a boo-boo, because I feel some type of way conversation. I don't want to go there.
Yo, bro, I'll be your Huckleberry, man. Get to know me, bro. I'll be your goddamn Huckleberry. I'm surgical with this thing, man. Like you're creating a bunch of straw mans in this conversation. That was literally said. That was said. Although you might have presented something that could grow us, it was said something was said to derail other people. So you're not gonna do that to me, brother. But
well,
I'm
you're the
here
only
with it.
one
I'm here
because
for it.
we ask anybody
Look,
who's
look,
well, you're the only one actually to be to be perfectly honest with you, bro. Until you brought your point in here, we really had people that was on board with what we were talking about. So
Not
again,
on board to say that they were all 100% in agreement, but they were
right?
on
Yeah, not
board with the conversation of
yeah.
community and giving great points in
And
that
I
direction.
actually have to admit, we had a full room in here until you
Yeah.
came in here and
So what I'm gonna do
I
is
apologize. I'm a duck down. I'm a take tail.
you took
appreciate it. Yeah.
you took the space a totally different way, and that's not what we were talking about. We're not here because I'm a very positive person in trying to hold people accountable, but holding people accountable is acknowledging where they're lacking
And I'm gonna say that is probably the toughest thing. Let's just be honest. It is a because when you've been beat up, you don't want to walk out into the world and show people your bruises. You don't want to walk out into the world and show people that you've been beat up. So what do? You mask it.
Yeah.
And how do you mask it? Typically with a sense of pride, an overly sense of pride. And that is a lot of what has happened with us as a people. Let's be honest. Therefore, it is difficult to get to the bottom of things with us as a people because we can't do the very first thing, which is look in the mirror and just be accountable for us and the way we move and how we can move and make ourselves as a people better. We have a problem with that.
I hear you.
That's 100.
I hear you, brother. I hear you, and I hear that a lot. I want to ask you. I'm from Harlem, New York. I'm curious to know where you're from. Where the other brothers? Where you guys from?
Well, I'm from Miami. I'm originally from Miami, but I live here in Louisville, Kentucky right now.
Respect.
Yeah, I live
Respect.
in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm from Miami. I was born in Denver, Colorado. I was raised in Richmond, Virginia. My father was military. Unc is
I'm
military.
retired. Yeah, I'm retired military as well. So I'm
I
retired.
respect. Look. At the end of the day, I respect y'all. I think y'all older gentlemen. I think y'all have a analysis of how we could go forward. I don't necessarily agree with you guys, but I will not ever disrespect you guys. I'm here to listen and learn.
So, you make me realize that I need you, since this is the first time here. We had a space yesterday where we broke down the 5 man up principles. You make me feel like I need to share these 5 up here so you'll know a little bit about it. So we don't hop on women. We believe in holding men accountable. Okay. We believe women will respond to men when they recognize men are operating in a certain way. So we here in Louisville, Kentucky, we established what we call the Man Up 5. Okay. And so what we say is man up as an individual. Okay. Individual responsibility. It is not appropriate to have anyone in your life or bring anyone in your life if you individually can't handle your own business. Okay. So man up as an individual. Man up as a provider. Okay. Before you take on a relationship or get into make sure you're providing essential to yourself. You're managing the things that you need to be managing and handling your business before you even take on a relationship or anything. So the first 2 we hop on majorly. We gave out awards on it. We had people that we identified who were individually handling their business. There was an example of that. Man up as an individual, man up as a provider. The next one we say, if you got those 2, then you should be able to man up as a husband, because being a husband, it means first being able to prove to the woman that's interested in you that you can manage yourself first and provide for yourself first. Then that means you can be in a good example of being a good provider or helping someone to provide, that they too can bring an asset to where the direction you're going. Once you got man up as an individual, man up as a husband, then man up as a father. Okay. That means if you got those first 3 out the way, you should be a good example to your children. Both of my children, okay, they are successful because they lived in a household that they saw their dad man up as an individual, man up as a provider, and they saw me man up as a husband to their mother. So of course they're productively doing well because they come from that environment. And so if you got the first 4 good, then you should be able to man up in the community. You should be a good example of being a good community leader. Notice what I did not say. I didn't put religion nowhere in that, because religion is your own individual choice. Okay. How you relate with your creator, that ain't my business. Okay. I get tired of people dropping religion and everything. So I'm not a religious person, I'm a spiritual person, but I don't like getting into it. Now, do I know the word? Most definitely, but I don't make religion that. I focus on you being a humanity and focusing on those 5 things, because those are principles. When you got those principles right, you find out they guide you, they help you. So I'm very adamant about it. So I hope that helped you out and they help you understand. I'm adamant about that. I walk in that. I talk like that. I invite. And here, I'm gonna say this, okay? If that offends someone because I'm masculine in my masculine posture and manning up as an individual, manning up as a provider, manning up as a husband, manning up as a father, manning up in the community, if that bothers somebody, you know what I learned? That's not my problem. That's your problem. Okay. Because I got the fruits to show that it works. Okay. And so that's how I operate. And that's what actually led to me doing this X space. I walked around, going around to all the other different spaces, got my ass delivered to me because I came in there with my 5 principles, okay, of learning how to man up individually, treating people with respect. I don't use the N word. I don't curse people out. I don't mistreat women. I treat women. Even I had women that didn't deserve to be treated with the love and respect, but I gave it to them anyway. And over time, I won them over because I didn't curse them out. I didn't go backwards and forward. I don't do that. Matter of fact, I say to folks, if you're a woman and don't have a man, if you're a woman and you got a I I have one queen, my wife. I don't sit and get into debates with women who are not in my what? My lineage, in under my roof. Could give you some advice, but I'm not going backwards and forth with you, okay? Because you're not my queen, okay? You're not my woman. You ain't my children, okay? So I don't do that. But when it comes to men, now I get into men, but okay, I'm hard on brothers. I'm hard. Am I right, Joe? I'm hard, big time. Okay,
I mean,
because I
and as you should be, and a lot of that has to do with the idea that men are what, matriarchs in the
yes,
community, right? So ultimately, if the community ain't gonna get right as a whole, we're not gonna get back to when I was growing up. I mean, I'm 47. When I was growing up, I can remember being able to take my bike to Mr. Brown, my homeboy's dad. He would, he worked at Philip Morris. He would come home after work and he would fix our bikes if our bikes had problems. I could get in trouble by any one of my friends' parents at
right.
any point in time. You know, again, there was a time where it wasn't as terrible as it is today. And now I'm just sitting here looking at these YNs on YouTube in Chicago, like, what are y'all doing? Y'all are damn retarded. Like, absolutely. So, again, if the men get straight, the community as a whole
We'll get straight.
get straight. I love when you talk relationship and Carl makes a point. What is that? The gatekeepers. Who's the gatekeepers of what, Carl?
Yeah,
Women are the gatekeepers of sex. Men are the gatekeepers of relationship. So why are we blaming women on the downfall of families?
thank you.
Mm.
Mm. I don't hop on attacking women for the downfall of our relationship. I attack our men. We're the problem why relationships are
And
failed,
that goes
not the
as far
women.
as to say, hey, I chose wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
So
So,
even
so,
if
so,
even
so
if
let me
even
ask
if
you a
she was
question.
the worst of
Let
the
me ask,
worst,
let me
I
ask you a
chose
question.
wrong.
Let me ask you a question.
A motherfucking ass in a New York minute.
Let me
Nah, I'm
ask
just
you a
kidding.
question.
Big Hawk will always.
Let me ask you a question.
Big
You talking
Hawk,
about
Big
black
Hawk. I've
women?
actually saw you go in. I know you will. You will go in. Okay, I know you. Hey, but I like to have it that this is a safe space. So I love when women come here, and I want them to know they have a safe space and they can come in. But if they act crazy, it's a safe space. Nobody gonna. First of all, only the host and the co-host. There. Let me say this again, man. Y'all ain't heard me say this. Only the co-host, only the host and the co-host get to go in on our guests. Everybody here is a guest to our space. So if there's a problem that needs to be handled, only the host and the co-hosts fix it. Okay. I do not allow other people to attack other people going out. I don't I didn't do it on my other podcast, and I won't do it here. I see that happen. No.
Because there's and what I love about our space is that there
Can
are
I
people
jump
that
in,
will
bro?
speak here that when we go into other spaces, we see them and they will not speak in the other spaces. They don't even look for the mic in other spaces. But here they'll come in and be a speaker. And that's cool, because what that says is that they feel, they know, because you go to some of these other spaces, man, they will ride you out in the most ridiculous way. And then when they don't agree or don't like what you're saying or don't they just
They were dogging.
It is so emotional. It is so just young, emotional, impoverished minded actions that's be ahead. I mean that's some female stuff. I've seen females sit there, plug their fingers in their ears and whatnot, because they don't like that. That's some female stuff. Muting everybody because you mad because you don't want somebody to speak up about something that you don't agree with, as opposed to just listening and then responding. But here you can come in, you can speak, and you get a chance. People listen, and that's that. So I want to continue on with the conversation that we were having.
Hey, Joe, go do the reset, man. Let's get up. We ain't said it yet. We go
That's
ahead.
cool. That's cool. I wish, I don't know if my brother John Yah, if it's because he is, I don't know if he just created this X space or if he just reactivated it or what have you, because it is not letting me send him a speaker.
An invite.
But I would, man,
Is he
I wish
here?
I could have. Yeah, he's here right now.
Where is he? I don't see him.
You see it right there, Esoteric.
Oh, that's it. Oh, okay, that's him. All
It's our
right.
brother
all right.
from another mother. You hit the
Okay.
heart. Hey, you can hit the heart button.
Okay, I sent him an Evite.
Okay.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool. 'Cause
Okay.
it won't let me. I don't know why.
Hey, but go ahead and reset the room for all those people don't know where they at, man. Let them know where they at.
Absolutely. This is I Ain't Your Black. It's the podcast that offers healing insights and epiphanies, discussing and reviewing everything others are afraid to talk about. It's all about what is right for us. I ain't your new black. I ain't your old black. I ain't your future black. America, I ain't your black. And now, of course, it is the host of I Ain't Your Black show, Mr. Just Ask Joe and Uncle Meeshawn, of which you can find us, folks, streaming live right now, Facebook, YouTube. Just look up I Ain't Your Black, and you will catch up with us in other spaces like there, TikTok, as well as Instagram also.
And I want to thank you, Joe. One of the biggest things is this podcast is off of the fact that I'm an author and wrote the book, I'm Not Your Black, America. And you can find that book on timetounlearntorelearn.com. timetounlearntorelearn.com. And yesterday, my second book dropped. Hey, John Yah, brother, you better catch up with me, man. I done dropped my second book, man. And what's so great about that is my second book. When you go to Time to Unlearn to Relearn, you can see my second book. But I'm going to tell you right up front, the title of my second book is I Am Messiah. I'm not even about to tell you what all that means right now. It doesn't matter. Because if you have not read my first book, you ain't ready to read I'm Messiah. I'm just going to keep that 100 right now. If you ain't read my first book, I'm Not Your Black, America, you not astute enough to read I Am Messiah. And you take that. My wife said, I think you insulting people. Look at here. You can take it any way you want to. Okay. Yeah. You're not astute enough to read I Am Messiah if you're not read my first book. Okay. And I've gotten that from very reputable people who said, Meeshawn, look at here, brother. Your second book is off the hook, but if they ain't read your first book, they gonna be lost. Your second book, because brother, you dropped it, and I got people telling me my second book is big. And let me just brag a little bit. I must have made an impression because I went to a new publisher with my second book and everything. And I'm very proud to say, okay, that they picked me up and put their name on me, and they're willing to pay me certain amount of dollars for selling my book. They're gonna do all the heavy work. They're gonna promote my book and everything. There's something in my literature, in my articulation, that got this prominent publisher that's told me yesterday, sent me the contract, said, "Hey, here, we gonna sell all your books. We're gonna do all the work. You just sit back and collect your royalties." I like, well, damn. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm kind of pretty excited about that because that's going to bring a lot of attention to my first book as well. Because the whole reason why I wrote the second book, because I had other authors tell me, said, "Me, Sean, if you really want your second book, your first book to get the attention, you want to go ahead and write a second book so people will see that you just not no one book wonder, or you just made them, you just hit." So I'm excited about the second book dropping and everything. It is John Yard.
Hey, he's up here, and I just want to I would love, brother. I mean, this is our brother from another mother, and like for reals, because we have been in so many radio to online podcast spaces for some years, and brother John is writing a book as well, and when you really think about it, you understand the name Esoteric. This brother, he's my guy, and I speak about the past couple of days. I've actually spoken about his story,
his trials, his plight.
Because the whole thing is you have so many people that talk about how they can't. They feel like they can't get nowhere. They feel like they can't do this. They can't do that. And we still I'm still hearing people talk about the foot on the neck and all this, that, and the other. But then I look at this brother and what he's went through, and I'm like, bro, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to stop.
Let's get on John. He's ready to come on. John, come on, get up here, man.
Hey, just speak up and say something to the people, man. Unmute, man, please, and just holler at us for a second, brother.
Hey, greetings, everyone. Greetings. Listen, man, thank you for that an introduction, and congratulations on your second book. I was just listening in for quite a while. It's a very interesting show. Everyone's got beautiful points. I think the intellect of this subject is awesome. Really intrigued, and this is my first time to X, by the way.
Is that right? Oh, well, I feel honored. We got you out on the X. Okay.
I went on and downloaded, so I said, okay, let me chime in for a minute. But yes, great subject. Everybody had made great points. I would have wished that we could have had this kind of group on back when we was doing our podcast.
Man, aren't you saying? I'm saying, brother, can you imagine if we was doing this?
There's a lot of astute individuals here on X Space. It's a beautiful thing, man. Love all the people that jump in and chime in and speak up. So, brother, tell us something, man. Just hit us with something, bro. That before we go, as we talk about forward movement and us as a collective people, we will talk. You and I will talk a lot about the manifestation, the mentality of things overall, and how important it is to have your mind right if we're ever going to move forward. Give us a little something on that, please.
Absolutely. So, one of the things that I wanna kind of open up about and just kind of talk about for just a brief second, but it's very important to understand this concept. So there's perception, and perception is everything. And perception belongs to the individual who has grafted and have grown to that perception, whether they was either all the way from when they was a child. So all this information, you create your perception of who you are and how you see things in life. And so you are in this world and everything's already here. Here's what the number one problem is that I've heard in another podcast I was having, I think the one before this. And so if you can answer this question here, then you would understand the problem. If you can just answer the question, or in your mind, you can understand the problem. So listen to this, okay? So there are two things that are used to either prevent us from achieving our goals, or we are able to achieve our goals. And there's a perception of how you see this. So listen to this. So there are noise and there are signals. If you are here and you only have one life, no matter what's going on, you only have one option. Most people pay attention to the noise. Over 90% people into the noise. And so what is the noise? The noise is everything that deals with whatever you do in the most of your day. If it's anything other than you creating anything, this noise. Who's on first? Who's in court? Who's on trial? No matter what it is you grab onto and listening to out there, it's the noise. So what are the signals? The signals are the God divine signals that are giving you of what you should be working on. And so people who are successful spend 90% on the signal, while people who are not successful spend 90% on the noise. So that's what it really is. It's about the noise. Listen, we all on the same playing field. I don't care where you're from. I don't care where you say you're from, whether you want to say you've been oppressed, you've been ill. There's a certain saying that's very interesting, and I'm not a religious person, but when I was, there's a very deep saying that says, when you go to the gate of heaven, the angel's going to ask you, how was your life while you was on earth? And this particular person replied, I was weak and oppressed. Now, mind you, these two words, weak and oppressed. Weak means you couldn't do anything. Oppressed means someone was over you, whipping your ass. The angel replied and said, was not God's earth spacious enough for you? But come on in, though. You can come on in, but don't come in here complaining because you only had one option. And that's the problem. We focus on the noise and we get nothing done. So I ask anyone who's listening, what is your creation? What are you working on to share with humanity? And how many hours a day are you putting that into it? That's the question. I built a whole company based on this concept, turning out the noise. The noise, what's the noise? Facebook, whatever it is you're doing that is not participating in what you need to be working on to produce whatever it is the signal is gave you to work this act while you're here on this planet. You only get one shot, so fuck the noise. That's the problem. You only get one goddamn shot. When it comes to the end, you're going to wish you focused on the signal and not the noise. All this other shit is just noise. All of it is noise. I don't care what you bring up. If you can tell me what about Diddy's trial, I don't care what it is you can tell me that's noise. Those are the distractions. Did you know it's very interesting? Pay attention to the noise. You'll see distraction in noise. Wasn't it just talking about a war? Then a distraction. Now we're talking about Epstein. Now we're talking about, see, that's noise. Keep you distracted. Music, noise. Listen to the rap music. I don't care what you're listening to. Watching whatever it is you watch it's noise. Now you can use it as entertainment, but if it gulfs up the most of your day, you've wasted most of your life, and every cell of your body is here to live every moment till its utmost. So most of us focus on the noise. That's why we impoverish. Not because of no one else, not because of the white man, because he's the fucking one put out the noise. As an entrepreneur, I understand the noise because we make money off the noise too. You understand what I'm saying? Everywhere you go that there's going to be action, there's somebody's going to be making money off of it, right? Somebody's going to make t-shirts or something because they're following how to make money off the noise. Most people follow the noise. Stay away from the noise, and I guarantee you, you will be a creator like everyone else, and you'll be on the same playing field. And you won't see no racism. You won't see nobody stopping you because all that shit is noise. Nothing can stop you from producing what God gave you. Nothing and no one. But if you pay attention to the noise, yeah, you're going to be telling me all the complaints. This person stopped you. That person stopped you. If only you knew what I went through and gotten through to get to what I have created, because I focus on the signals. I'm still creating at 64 years old, still got new products coming out, right? But the point is that I focus on the signal. Joe knows me. I get into my business and I'm lost in the sauce. Fuck the streets and all this other shit talking about and being on. No, I have over 400 stores to take care of that have my products throughout 3 cities, online, TikTok. And I mean, I focus on the signals, the God-given signals.
Not 3 cities in one state, 3 cities
Right.
in 3 states, 3 major cities in 3 states.
So I look at people. You can look at a person and I can tell what's on their mind. Just look at them. You can look at an individual and I can tell how far you went, of how much of this wealth, of this material wealth that you can grab onto. As much as it is, you can grab as much as you want. I can tell where your focus is. If your focus ain't on the signals, your focus is on the noise. What I was telling you, Joe, once before, I said something, you came to me, and I don't mind sharing your story if you don't mind me sharing it. There was something you came to me, you was talking about something, and I said, wait a minute, haven't you already achieved your goals? I said, this is why you are focusing on the noise. You have already achieved your goals in your imagination first as you work on it in this reality. But if you're busy focusing on the noise, guess what you're not doing? You ain't focusing on that creativity of that imaginative mind. You're not. You're focusing on the noise. And this is what they get us at, on the noise. We ain't producing shit. We're running around following the noise. And all you got to do is look at your individual self. Ask yourself, whatever you produce, what it take to write a book, what it takes to do that. It's a lot of fucking work. And you got to blot out the noise and focus on the signal. Serious work. I don't care what it is you do that you master. Anything you do, anything you're going to master at, you got to tune out the noise. You know that. And that's what's wrong with the people. And it's not like the materials. It's not like the activity. It's not like the opportunities not out here. Shit, there's plenty of opportunity out here. It is fucking endless. Endless opportunity out here. And we're too busy focusing on the noise. That's the problem.
John, it's been a long time, brother.
Mic drop,
man. Brother. John, brother, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you, I'm about to get it. When I fell in love with you, brother, I'm saying it just like I meant to say. It was at that event at the Ali Center, brother. You stepped up there, brother. You remember what you did, brother? You stepped up there, brother. I mean, you and I had been talking everything, but it was there that I said, this brother is off the freaking hook. Love this brother. You dropped some stuff. You talking about frequencies. I mean, man, brother, I know folks left out of there like, good God, this brother dropped something. But I received it, man. And so hearing you speaking here, man, I feel honored. And then, I got to get you. You've been paying attention. You've been paying attention to that. I have not been paying attention to the noise, right? You've been peeping there, right? You know damn well. The noise do not distract me at all. Okay, at all. Okay, I do what I do and let it pop when it pop. Okay. So I see we got 2 hands. Thank you, John. Appreciate it, man. And you are welcome back here anytime, brother. Anytime. Okay.
Yeah, and some of these hands may be questions for you, so don't go anywhere if you can stay for a little bit longer. I know we don't want to distract you with any noise, but just stay up with us for a couple seconds. I think it was 1, and then Harriet.
Yeah. First of all, man, good evening to you, follower Carl. I ain't your black. Yeah, shout out to you. But first of all, I came up to say congratulations to you, bro. My elder, follower, congrats for writing your 2nd book. So
appreciate it. Thank you, bro.
I always give praise where his praise is deserved, because you're able to take the action to put out those books. You know what I mean? So congrats to you. And then I also raise my hand because I like what esoteric is actually talking about, that all of this is distraction, and you have to learn. But that's what makes the difference between an employer and an employee, right? Like no one's gonna be the leader. Someone has to be a follower, right? Those people will be the leaders, are the one able to block out the noise. My bad. So like I say, right, this is another thing too, just to add to his point, right? Uh People can take it or not, but every 4 years there's transfer of wealth, right? I think esoteric really pointed out, right? America have a lot of opportunities, right? Every 4 years this transfer of wealth, where like the middle class go up to the 1%, and then the lower class go to the middle class. And I tell you out there, this is, with all this distraction happening, all those wars, you got to look at way how to create businesses, and look at stocks and different things, cryptos and all the stuff. So I'm a lamb. And then secondly too, for your topic, because I think the other space ended, right? And for me, all I can say, I'm for reparation. I stand because all I can do is stand for reparation. I can't say anything. I can't add anything towards it, because I'm like, some topics does not concern me. So, but all I can say, I stand for reparation. I support reparation.
Hey, I appreciate you coming up, man, and giving your submission, man. I appreciate it. Go ahead, Harry.
Yeah. I just want to highlight that I know we know there's noise, right? And the noise is a part of the plan and the social engineering.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's, we know that there is a concerted effort to push out noise to us specifically, because when we are focused, we do manifest great things, right? So I want us to make sure we are acknowledging that there are other forces specifically targeting us, been put in our environments to keep the noise and the distractions going. And we have to, and everybody is not in the spaces to understand how the social engineering is happening to keep the distractions and keep us distracted.
But we're the first controllers of that distraction, right? We're the gatekeepers and the guards of that, right?
To a certain degree. And I'm gonna give you an example. If you're like in your workspace, right? You have to go to work, you get a job, you go to work every day, and you want to just focus in on your work and be a good or perform and do the work right to your best capabilities and ability. But then there is that distraction and noise over there to try to make sure that you don't present as great as you are, even in that work environment. So yes. Now, and we would. That's why home is very important, to be able to come home and have a safe space so that you can be able to remove all of that distraction or cleanse from all of that negative frequency that you've had in this environment, and get back into your focus. Um, and I think for me now, I meditate, I do yoga, I pray, things of that nature, to make sure that all of that negativity energy that I may encounter in these different environments and spaces, that I'm cleansing myself of that, or that I'm getting back into within myself, so that I can make sure that, you know what, that was a distraction because I was in that environment, but now I'm in a place that I can really get back into me and focus. So I think we do deal with that daily. And I hear it quite often as well. But with another thing, now the music, I take it that you were speaking about the negative music, because most of our music, besides of this later years or whatever with this hip hop BS, has been positive. And I'll express to you, like, somebody on my rotation 24/7 that talks about love, and the frequency is so beautiful all the time, is Frankie Beverly and Maze. I'm
Yes.
uplifted. I feel good. I know that I am powerful. So the music and the frequency of the music and the messaging of the music can be very positive to help you to cleanse, to help you to get back into your focus and frequency. So I just wanted to highlight that. But thank you. I totally agree with the majority of what he just stated. But I just wanted to point those things out.
And so today is Thursday. Your Monday is a holiday. We'll be back here Tuesday. So what I'm going to ask each and every one of you that wants to come up, because one of my strategies here is that I'm an older gentleman, so I'm not here. Some of these spaces they act like they can't. I wonder, do these people have a job they go to, or do they, some of these people stay on these things until 4 o'clock. I mean, one time I actually stayed on one of them, and my wife like, "Are you?" I like, let me get off this day. So my strategy is that we here for 3 hours or shorter. Okay, I'm not going to be here past no 3 hours. I can assure you of that, big time. Okay, but what I like to do is I like to get in, have a good conversation, talk about what we talk about. I like to come in strong. I like to be intelligent, but we ain't got to be here long, okay? And I'm hoping, my whole intention is that we drop something on you that make you feel good about what you receive. I'm hoping that when you come here and you share this, you realize you got something, okay? Nobody calling you out your name. We're not going out. Nobody's attacking you. Now, we don't do that here, okay? The intention here is to leave you with something that you didn't get maybe when you got here, but when you leave here, you feel like you got something that's going to help you moving forward. So with that being said, I want to ask anybody, because one of the things as you do in my focus show, before I was getting ready to close, I want to hear if anybody want to drop something that if somebody were to hear this message, you left something about what you got from this podcast today. So I'm gonna reiterate. You could say to the topic or something that you heard, and say what and why inheritance is actually our terminology today. And I'm just going to say just real quickly, I understand about the terminology reparation, but I believe that inheritance is a business terminology for the 21st century. When you understand that nothing was paid out to our ancestors, nothing was paid out to repair them, but all of that was reinvested back into this government. And for them, that means somebody's got paid off of that. And so when you're speaking the intelligent, not emotional, when you speak intelligently from a sense of business, then you can say to them, through my ancestry, we have a birthright, a birthplace, and an inheritance here in the United States of America. And so I will say, and it's something that I learned something from John Yaw, based on your frequency, many of you can already be receiving your inheritance. See, John Yaw is in charge of his. I love this brother beat 2 charges against him, and he did not allow the system to take him another path. This brother is receiving his inheritance because he didn't pay attention to the noise, and he got tuned into the signal, and he's enjoying his inheritance. Me too. I won my lawsuit because I paid attention to the signals, not the noise, that people were trying. So
The noise is what tells you you can't.
Yeah, the noise will
The
always
noise
come along.
is what tells you that the noise is what groups you together in a collective and says, you know what, the reason why we ain't this is because of them or because of that. That's the noise.
That's the noise.
But the signal is where some of us move out and follow that signal. We gonna get talked about along the way and told, "What are you doing?" But then later, people look and like, "Oh, well, maybe they was on to something."
Right.
You know what I mean? So you know, and definitely, hopefully next week, I can get Yah to come back and tell his story, and we're gonna talk about the imagination of, and I'm not even gonna say the whole thing because I'll let him say it and speak on that because that's something very dear to him, even though he has said it publicly. I'm not gonna, publicly say it for him, but
John Yard,
next
you're
week.
welcome. Yeah, you're John Yard. You're welcome to come back and bring
Yeah.
your story. I love you, bro. So listen up. What I want to do, if anybody want to come up and give your, it's going to be a weekend. It's going to be a long weekend. Friday, Saturday, Monday. If you want to leave something with us, give a little deposit. Something you want to share, raise your hand up and let's get this thing started. If not, then I'm gonna have Carl close us out. Go ahead, and then Joe gonna close us out. So anybody want to come up and say something? Anybody, come on.
Well, I will share this, and because I agree with a great deal of what he said. Okay, I would say, and my friends would laugh at me. I would say, I'm going to school and I'm getting these loans, but this is my reparations for my education. I'm not paying these student loans back. I surely did. And guess what happened? They gone.
Hey.
They gone.
They gone. All right.
Okay.
Hey.
All right.
But pay attention to that real quick, because what you just spoke on, and this is a lot of what we talked about the past couple of days. It's a lot of what y'all and us talk about. You spoke on the ability to speak something into existence.
Yes. I caught that, and I can relate to that because I spoke my lawsuit in existence to win. I spoke me writing my book into existence to win. When people laughed at me and think that people laughed at me, sure, you better write a book, but I spoke it into existence. I spoke my existence to be married to the wonderful wife that I'm married to, going on 29 years. I spoke my existence. Okay, so yes, you can speak. I know I'm going. You can speak things into existence.
I want to make sure she, is able to finish up.
Oh, I thought she was finished.
I don't know.
I was finished.
She was finished. Yeah,
okay.
She was
all
finished.
All right. So let's get to the next hand. One, go ahead.
Yeah, first of all, I know you want to close. So first of all, I respect your space. That's why I grab a mic. You know what I mean? Respect for, like, we're no one attacking nobody, so I respect you for that. And also too, you brought up a great important point, saying that, like, be careful what you speak. I tell people out there, every day I wake up, I'm always saying positive things about myself. Every day I wake up, I just speak things to existence, because in this world, it's not only physical stuff, there's also spiritual stuff. So if you keep speaking negative stuff about yourself or anything, is like don't, I would say, don't focus on the negative. You know what I mean? Like, don't focus on the noise, right? Focus on what you can do. Like, I think there's a phrase saying that you only respond like 25% of you can't control 25% of what happened to you, but you can control 75% of what your action is. I tell people out there, when you go out in the world, and also too, especially on the social media, don't let the don't get too distracted where it stop affecting your productivity, where it start messing like the way you work. Because I've been on spaces where some people just literally just be here 24/7. Like, don't you have a work? Don't you work, man? And for me, I can be here anytime I want, because I'm self-employed. I have my own businesses, right? So like, I don't have to, like, I don't clock into no bosses, so I can be here. But some people, and then later on, you be here on 24/7, be here 72 hours spaces, right? And then you keep complaining, oh, everything is against me. Everything is against me. Then, bro, like, you against yourself, because you literally against yourself, because the Bible said that an idle man an idle mind is the worship of the devil, right? And I say out there, like, stop blaming the devil. That's why for me, I'm more spiritual. I don't get into I don't get into more like religious stuff, because most people blame most people blame the devil for so much stuff. If you sit around spaces and not working, and then you complaining why your bills ain't getting
Right.
paid, you complaining why things, bro, you got to blame yourself. Like, always look for opportunities. Anytime something happen, there's always opportunities in everything, you know what I mean? So just speak positivity about yourself, and don't let other people choices. And then before I actually land my point, right, um I always say this, right, um I don't know if you guys heard about the greatest Houdini. I don't know if you guys
Houdini,
heard
yes, the
about
greatest. Yeah, yeah,
Houdini.
yeah.
Yeah, do you know what happened to him? Because what happened, he always wanted, so what happened, they put him in a jail cell, right? They put him in a jail cell, and they told him to break out from the cell, right? Do you know that he wasn't able to break out, right? But guess what happened? The door was already open. He did not have to break. He didn't have to pick the lock. He was trying to pick the lock, but in reality, they just left the door open. So it kind of shows that mo- most of the problems in your life, you created it. You create most of your problem yourself. You know
That's
what I
a
mean?
hell
So
of a story.
everything is, yeah, yeah, everything is mental. Like, this is America. Don't get me wrong. The system is against you. I'm not gonna lie about the system. You're not gonna downplay the system, but America is a lot of opportunities. That's why people come here. And I'm telling you, there's so much opportunities. And sometimes, if you're not growing where you at, sometimes you gotta move.
Right.
So you gotta move places. If you look in the Bible, most of those people. Sometimes this is my always the last package, right? This sometimes I always say you can be the right package, but at the wrong address. Sometimes people around you are not gonna value your talents. Sometimes you gotta move places where people value you. So if you're not growing where you at, like, if not growing where you at, maybe it's time for you to
Change that
move. And
address.
then, yeah, change your address, maybe move state. If you're not getting better opportunity, move state. But and then I think the white man have become a boogeyman in most. Don't get me wrong, the white man do cause of stuff, but right now, like, everything is there. You can achieve anything in life, you know. Just speak it and just do it. You know, faith without works is dead faith. So you can only sit there and talk about what you want to do, but you also got to put action towards it. So I'm gonna land my plane right there.
I
Thank you.
appreciate it, Mr. Miles. I saw you. Would you playing with the hands, or you really want to jump up and say something?
Hey, what's going on there, brother Mishan?
Yes, what's up, man?
All right. It's very interesting conversation you guys had going on tonight. I really enjoyed it. Just want to come up and say thank you for having me up, man. I just like listening, man. That's all.
Well, I appreciate it.
Like
Appreciate it.
you learn more. You learn more by listening than you do talking.
Right, right. Well, you know,
Yeah.
not everybody meant to talk. Sometimes people are meant to
No,
just listen. Right, exactly.
yeah, but everybody is meant to play team ball.
Right,
When we play team ball, we get unity.
right.
When we have unity, that's when we have things working for us. Because it say wherever there is unity, you know, what's the rest?
You,
What's the rest there, Mr. Flowers?
I don't know. I don't know.
Mr.
Where there's unity,
Where
there's
yeah,
collective bond and success.
no, no, you say you was in the word, the word, what the word say. I just started.
Oh,
Wherever there's unity, what the word say about that? Where there's unity, what?
go ahead, brother. Yeah, just go ahead and finish it out, man. Don't be putting me on no quiz test, man.
There's strength. There's strength. Right? You trying to say strength?
That's where the Lord is at, right?
Where the Lord is at. All right, all right, all right.
Right. And that's what you're saying there, brother. You're exactly right. That's what strength, because we get our strength from the Lord.
Right. Amen.
All right.
Amen.
All right.
Appreciate you, bro.
Like I said, this is a good conversation there, brother. It was good to meet you guys on this app. But like I said, I've been on this app constantly ever since probably about February. I don't have anything to do right now. I'm on medical, so I'm sucking it up. I'm enjoying. In my career, I've been in 21 years, so God gave me the provision to be able to create wealth for me and my family. So I'm just like sitting back enjoying myself now. And I was telling my wife and my daughter, she's 11. That's the youngest one right there. My oldest is 25, and my second one is 22. I got two sons and a daughter. So I was telling my daughter, ever since she was born, I never spent this much time with her, or my wife, or even my older kids, because I work so much, So the Lord made it available so I could have a halftime in my life, so I could enjoy some of my family right now. So
Well,
I've been a good steward.
congratulations to that ability.
You have to be a good steward,
Right.
right, for the Lord, right? And I tell a lot of people this right here. I say it's a blessing to be a blessing, and I always believe in that. I hear you guys keep talking
Absolutely.
about. You guys say y'all not religion, but you guys say you spiritual. I'm not religion or spiritual. I'm a believer. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
That's really what
That's
you
what
say, huh?
No.
That's literally what I say. I'm spiritual. I'm a believer. Yeah, I'm a believer. That's
You got an organization called Believers.
yeah.
Yes, but listen, we could.
Let's make sure we land in.
Okay, because we can go deep on that. Okay.
Yeah, that's
I'm
another
just gonna
show.
end it right now. You guys have a good night, and God bless all y'all.
No problem. See you back
Grace
here.
and peace to you all.
Yeah, make sure we see y'all all back here too. Hey, Carl, you wanna jump in there, Carl?
Yes, John, I really appreciate what you brought to the space tonight. All of you, Sway Me, Mr. Miles, and the gentlemen that are not here. I appreciate what you brought to the conversation. Many times we have personal conversations, and we conflate them with community, or what some people call the collective.
Right.
Some people accuse us of not seeing racism. That's just like telling somebody that we don't believe in the devil. The devil is there, but we don't focus on the devil. Racism is here. Some people call it institutional. Some people call it systemic. I call it progressive. I call it big government. I call it over legislation, over regulation, over taxation to hinder our community from moving forward. And that, how to address that, causes political action. I am a conservative. I believe that the best thing for our people, our community, is conservatism. And so many times, again, we conflate the personal with the collective, or the personal with the community, and we must keep it separate. If we're going to talk about personal, okay, let's talk about personal. If we're going to talk about the community, let's bring solutions for the community. And I'm going to land there. You guys have a great week and great space.
Closes out, Joe.
Absolutely, folk. It has been a fantastic night. Remember, you can always reach out, look us up. Hey, you can Google Uncle Meshorn. You'll find him everywhere at other social media sites. You can Google hashtag Mr. Just As Joe, and you'll find me at other sites. I Ain't Your Black is streaming live right now on YouTube as well as Facebook. So you can reach out, hit us up at any of these other spaces. And again, this is the I Ain't Your Black show. It's a podcast that offers healing insights and epiphanies, discussing and reviewing everything others are afraid to talk about. It's all about what is right for us. I ain't your new black. I ain't your old black. I ain't your future black. America. I ain't your black. And until next week, we will see y'all Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 7 p.m. Peace.
Peace.
Get ready for I Ain't Your Black. This is the podcast that offers healing, insights, and epiphanies, discussing and reviewing everything others are afraid to talk about. It's all about what is right for us. I ain't your new black. I ain't your old black. I ain't your future black. America, I ain't your black. And now, the host of I Ain't Your Black, Mr. Just As Joe and Uncle Meshorn.
Man, you love causing trouble.
taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other.
When black people wake up and become intellectually independent enough